Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. So, patch 4.4 is out, and with that we have a whole new set of main scenario quests to check out. It all starts with Alisaie over here. Oh, Prince, if you've come here hoping for news, I'm afraid there isn't any. Everything is exactly as it was. Y'shtola is still investigating primals in the far east, Thancred is still gathering intelligence in the Imperial provinces, Alphino is still out there somewhere. There's been no word since his first scheduled report, nor does he respond to calls. All the while, I'm just meant to sit around here waiting. It's driving me mad. Begging your pardons, I bear a message from the Eorzean Alliance. Thank the gods for that. We have a visitor. Welcome to the Rising Stones. If you have a message, I should be most eager to hear it. My lady, the Alliance leadership will soon convene to discuss the matter of Ascian interference. They humbly request the presence of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Having assessed intelligence provided by the Alamegan resistance concerning the whereabouts of Lord Xenos' remains, they too suspect Ascian involvement, and wish to deliberate a suitable course of action. As the foremost authorities on our foe, your Order's counsel would be most welcome. Of course, we should be glad to assist in whatever way we can. With almost everyone else afield, I'm to say this one falls to us, by which I mean I'm not going on my own. You'll come with me, I trust? Oh yeah. Of course I will. There you have it. We accept the invitation. Thank you. The time and date of the meeting will be shared in due course, but I can confirm that the council will take place in Alamigo. By your leave. I somehow doubt we'll have anything useful to offer, but standing mutually at a meeting would still be better than the nothing I've been doing of late. Let's make ready to depart, shall we? Thancred! What's going on, man? Alright, just be careful on the road back, you hear? Did I hear right, Real? Is Thancred coming back? Aye, that he is. Says he's acquired some important intelligence. Being in Garlean territory, though, he couldn't risk sharing the particulars in case the Imperials were listening in. So he said he'd head back as quick as he could, and to make sure someone was waiting for him in the Alamegan quarter. Understood. Prince and I will go. We're bound for Alamigo anyway, and there's sure to be time before the council begins. Come on, let's be off. Alright, so to Alamigo we go then. There's Thancred. You two are a sight for sore eyes. Now all I need is water for my parched throat. Fetch me a cup, will you? Traipsing through the Imperial territory is thirsty work.
God, I needed that.
I won't bother telling you to catch your breath. Whatever brought you galloping back to us, I assume it's urgent.
Quite. Without further ado, then. After the successful uprisings in Doma and Alamigo, rebels in several other provinces were inspired to follow suit. Unfortunately, they did not fare quite so well. The Dalmascans paid the heaviest price. For their defiance, the Emperor made a show of razing their capital to the ground, prompting many of their neighbors to abandon thoughts of resistance. But not all have given up on liberty. Heartened by the news of Doma's prisoner exchange, some still believe that the Empire may one day be amenable to negotiation. We have the shinobi to thank for spreading the good word. They have worked tirelessly to keep the subjugated informed, and a little knowledge can go a long way.
There is at least a spark of hope, then.
A spark in want of kindling, yes. The Alliance has already begun supplying materiel to resistance movements abroad, many of whom would otherwise struggle to continue the fight. The support effort has been led by the Sultana and the Elder Seedseer, who have both seen enough Alamigan refugees to know the consequences of oppression. And for their troubles, they have quickly earned a reputation as folk heroes in certain corners of the Empire. That is all for the provinces. As for the Garlean motherland itself, our friends the Populares have suffered something of a setback, I regret to say. Talk is rife that Doma has summoned a primal, and the Empire's more liberal voices are being drowned out in the fearful clamor for retribution.
And who do they think orchestrated this summoning?
Oh, any but those truly responsible. Xenos has seen to that. Speaking of whom, the Crown Prince is recovering remarkably well. Well enough, in fact, to enable him to personally tour the provinces, putting the fear of the Emperor into the hearts of any would-be dissidents.
He walks in plain sight, and none suspect him. Then it's as we feared.
Yes. An Ascian wears his skin. But it was not that which brought me here in such haste. During my time in the provinces, I learned many things. Yet at no point did I hear any report of a Doman emissary in the capital.
But Alphonse should have arrived by now. Could they be holding in there in secret?
The possibility did cross my mind, but I have reason to believe he never reached his destination. As you know, Scions assigned to covert operations, such as Riol and myself, are issued special link pearls for communication in the event of an emergency. I mention this because it was originally Alphino's task to coordinate the response at headquarters, meaning he has one. And whose voice should I hear when mine recently crackled to life?
You spoke with Alphino?
Spoke with, no. I but heard his voice, and none too clearly at that. 2 words were all I could make out. The burn.
The wasteland on the edge of Otherd. Something must have happened to them there. There's no time to waste. We must make for the burn at once.
I had a feeling you might say that.
And? I can't very well sit around here drinking tea if Alphino's in trouble. You said yourself that this link pill was only to be used in emergencies. So I'm going, and that's the end of it.
As am I.
Oh, far be it from me to change your minds.
Great report as usual. Though I am to neglect making preparations for the Council, we must act swiftly before Alphino's trail goes cold. I propose we first pay Ian a visit. He's sure to want to hear about these developments. He may well be able to advise us on how best to reach the burn. Sound plan. And Yustola is in Doma, is she not? I dare say she'd join you in the search if you asked her nicely. While you see to all that, I shall go and report my findings to the Alliance. You may leave any preparations for the Council to me. Thank you, Thancred. Right, to Doma then. We have much and more to share with Yustola. Alright, let's make our way over to the Doman Enclave. There's Yustola. That is curious indeed. While other matters demand my attention at present, I shall bear what you have told me in mind. Should you notice any change, do not hesitate to seek me out. Thank you, my lady. You are most kind. Well, well, two faces from the dim and distant past. Come now, it hasn't been that long. Who was that you were speaking with? A local miner who supplies crystals for the rebuilding effort. Of late, he claims to have struggled to find a crystal with so much as a trace of elemental energy. Upon learning that I had some knowledge of ether, he came seeking my counsel. Just now, he brought me one of his recent finds. It was precisely as he described, devoid of elemental energy, and eerily reminiscent of the suspected crystals that manifested in Eorzea in the days prior to the calamity. We would be wise to investigate this phenomenon more closely. Indeed. But on a more positive note, the locals seem to have taken a liking to you. More an interest in than a liking to, I think. The sight of a Mikote with a peculiar contraption upon her head has a certain novelty value in these parts. Any actual regard they may have for me, I owe wholly to you and the others who came before. Everyone here has been exceedingly cooperative, and I am pleased to report that I have all but concluded my investigation. Simply put, by focusing one's will upon an aether-infused object of worship, it is possible to conduct a summoning. So, the fact that they are objects of worship is the key? They are themselves suffused with the requisite belief? Correct. Such sacred relics as the Kojin collect obviate the need for religious fervor in the summoner, Yatsuyu being the most obvious example. She had but to associate the artifact given to her by Asahi with the divine, and it served to amplify her desires and give them form. A form nourished through the power of the crystals, also provided by her brother, and thus was Tsukiyomi brought into being. Which brings me to the question of preventative measures, to which I have yet to find a satisfactory answer. At present, I know of naught that will avail us, save to keep watch over the movement of relics and crystals, as if we did not have enough to watch over already. But I doubt you came all this way to hear that which may be pursued in a report. Has something happened to Alphino? Fortunately. I shall join you in the search, of course. Thank you, Y'shtola. I should be glad of your help, truly. Now, if there's nothing else, I shall go on ahead, request an audience with Lord Heon. Alice puts on a brave face, but she has little talent for concealment. We should join her at the Clencat. And that is right over here. Lord Heon is expecting you. May I show you in? Sure. Greetings, my friend. Alice has explained all to me. Needless to say, you shall have our full cooperation in the search, even if Alphino's trail does lead to the burn, of all places. Alright, let's see what we got here. I'm thinking... yeah, let's go with this one. The region known as the Burn occupies a special place in Garlean history. Every child in the Empire is familiar with the tale. In the distant past, it was a verdant land teeming with life, but successive summonings saw it bled dry of aether and reduced to a desert. It was upon beholding the devastation that Primals had wrought that Emperor Solus was spurred to embark upon his crusade against their kind. The Burns offers a glimpse of the future we seek to prevent. Know you of any reason why Alphino might have gone there? Aye, mischance. Though it lies on the route to Garlemald, it is no place to make a stop. My guess is they encountered some manner of trouble there. In any event, I am of the same mind as Alice. We have no choice but to take our search to the Burn. Given the considerable distances involved, 'tis best we went by bird. Prince and I have our goals. Yugiri, will you ready falcons for the others? I shall gather our swiftest birds. Near the House of the Fierce, there is an overlook. Pray join us there once you have seen to your preparations. Alrighty, let us make our way over to there now. And let's see, that is... where exactly is that? Oh, that's actually outside. Okay, so the House of the Fierce then. Alright, and let's head through the roof and over to the spot. Looks like there's something else going on here. If everyone is here and possessed of a bird, let us away. Remember, our destination is a barren wasteland. There is no civilization to speak of for 100 miles in all directions. Take care you do not lose your way. Alright, the burn is now accessible. I believe this is actually an A-rank target here. So, I'll just throw a couple of attacks in there while we wait to get here. Hopefully it won't be that hard. But the tank, it should be like instant. Yep. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. Let me turn that second. Not joining a party in practice. There we go. Nice. We still got some tutorial seals and poetics and other tomestones.
Make ready, friends! We are come to the burn!
Everyone, land where you can! We must wait out the storm!
Alrighty. Inside the burn, we are. Let's do it. Guess we gotta watch for falling rocks here. Once again, as a paladin tank, of course, go for your solar eclipse if you got more than 2 targets that you're facing, so you're maximizing your damage. And just toss out a flash every now and then to make sure you keep the enemy. Nope. Those luminaires are actually one of the A-rank hunt targets over in Alamigo, so that's kind of interesting to see them over here as well in offense. looks like we're going for a ride here. And that appears to be our first boss. Alright, let's get this going. Alright, so there's no dodging that attack. So it looks like for that mechanic, if you are targeted, you need to get behind a rock. And I guess it's the same for this one here. And you need to get out pretty quick. And yet still remain kind of close to the boss so you can get in for that distance. So yeah, the Crystal Needle appears to be more of a tank buster than anything else. So yeah, a fairly straightforward boss overall. Not really having any difficulty here as far as I can tell. Oh boy, these look like Allegan ruins. Fortunately, I had to hit my invulnerability button there. That's what it's for. It's nice that that Square Enix buffed it so that there's no longer a delay before it actually acts. Okay, I'll take that ring. Really, I'm going to take anything I can get, since all my classes are at level 70 right now. Nice to see the goblins again. Hey, Omega. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to what this patch has. So far, this is a really nice dungeon, actually. Also, I'm actually surprised. They went with a different music style than I would have expected, and it's working out really well. Alright, this looks like the second boss. Kind of a small arena, actually. I'm surprised. I get the feeling that at some point those plates are going to start moving. Or we're basically playing a game of Frogger. Okay, we've seen those things before back with, what's his name? The one that was, in one of the, leveling dungeons. I can't remember what his name was. He was sort of the mini antagonist of the main Stormblood story. The one that goes, like, my name days have come at once! Well, if I can't remember him, I don't know. Oh, what's the Dreadnought doing here? Trying to distract us, apparently. Well, for the most part, this guy is going down pretty quick as well. It's a shame. They could have done so much more with this mechanic potentially on the third boss. Really would have liked to have seen that go a little bit further. Alright, well, it looks like we're out of the Allegan Ruins now. And that is a giant worm. So I'm starting to suddenly get the Dune references here. Oh, my client just crashed. Alright. Bear with me for a moment here, folks. Let me see if I can get back in real quick without leaving the party. Typically, as long as you aren't out of the game for too long, you can usually get back into a party. Alright, so right now, the server is trying to kick my other instance out since it didn't leave correctly. This should load me in just a moment. And yeah, since Balmung is now open again, there is a slight queue here, but I'll be in real quick. Here we go. Alright, we're back in. Alright, let's get this going. Help out with the healing a little bit here if I can. Really big AoE circles there. We should be approaching the last boss pretty soon, I would say. And this looks like it. What is this? A sand dragon or something? Mist dragon. Ah! Alright, let's get this going after a countdown. Here we go. Now, the Mist Dragon is one that has appeared previously in the series as part of Final Fantasy IV. Oh, that's bad to stand in. I'm not sure what that marker is. Okay, I get it. So wherever it drops, it's going to go out in a star pattern. Here's another rhyme reef. Okay, yeah, this is very much like Final Fantasy IV. Where if you try to attack the mist, it's going to counterattack. Although in this particular case, since they can't really fulfill that mechanic, you just have to take care of the dragon heads here, it looks like. Or maybe that is actually how it's supposed to work. I just told the party to try that mechanic the next time. Just, Okay, so then we just have to burn them fast, they're saying. They may have already run through this once before. This is my first time in there. Almost back to the boss room. I guess if you can even call it a boss room. Alright, let's get this going again here. But yeah, definitely we have to burn them then in that case. It's not how I would have figured the mechanic would have worked. Alright, the heads are popping out again. Oh no, he's swooping or something. Somebody will be able to pop that limit break anytime soon, hopefully. There we go. Alright. Let's give our commendation to the healer. And let's make our way out of here.
Ah, there you are. Between contending with bloodthirsty beasts and sand in my every conceivable place, I had begun to despair of finding you again.
Do you recognize the crashed ship over yonder? Mistress Alizé and I briefly inspected it. It is the vessel that bore Master Alphino away.
But there was no sign of him, nor of Maxima and his people.
War Machina. It would seem they were involved in a struggle. There may be clues. We should split up and search the area.
These were no ordinary soldiers. The insignia on this man's uniform identifies him as one of the Emperor's personal guard.
Hand-picked soldiers, answering only to the royal family.
That would explain why all the casualties are Garlean. They were fighting their own.
You're saying the Emperor was behind all this? That Alphinaud is his prisoner?
We don't know that just yet. And technically, last time, we saw, at least, that Alphinaud did get some help in the form of the Shadowhunter, although anybody that recognizes that mask is gonna know that that was Gaius.
Aye, we must not jump to conclusions. Besides, Alphinaud is more than capable of looking after himself, is he not?
I suggest we return to Doma to consider our options. Whatever happened here, Master Alphinaud is long gone, and any subsequent search may safely be left in the hands of the shinobi.
So, does anybody want to bring up those Allegan relics that we passed through?
Where in the world are you, brother? If you die on me, I will never let you hear the end of it.
Alright, let's speak to Hien here. Well, that was a decidedly uneventful journey. I almost found myself hoping for a sandstorm. Joking aside, I'd say our birds are due for a good brush down and a treat or two, wouldn't you? I had hoped to steal a moment's rest after our little outing, but it would seem duty calls. A foreign emissary arrived in my absence. Do not let us keep you then. Actually, I was wondering if you might join me. I cannot think of a guest who can fail to be impressed by the presence of the Scions. At least, none I should be happy to receive. Of course, if you think it will be useful. Thank you. Let us return to my manor then. Alrighty then. Lord Hien is expecting. May I show you in? Of course.
Lise, what brings you here?
Oh, Alliance business. We have a request for Doma. Well, Hien. But that can wait. They told me you were out searching for Alphinaud. Did you manage to pick up his trail?
Unfortunately, not really.
Well, if he wasn't at the crash site, he might still have escaped. We have to keep searching.
And we will. Alphinaud embarked on this journey as an emissary of Doma, and I hold myself responsible for his safe return. I will have our shinobi in the provinces search for him as a matter of urgency. Chin up, Alize. You'll get to admonish your brother for his recklessness yet.
Well, someone has to do it.
I'm sure he's going to be fine. There is one thing I'm not sure about, though. You said it was the Emperor's personal guard that attacked Alphino's airship. But the Popularis would never have been able to arrange the prisoner exchange without Varys' blessing. So why would he sabotage his own mission?
They may not have been acting on Varys' orders. The guard answer not only to him, but to his family, the Crown Prince included.
When Yotsuyu summoned Tsukuyomi, Asahi was quick to proclaim that a Dorman citizen had violated the terms of our agreement, that the negotiations had failed. And it is this version of events that is now being repeated across Garlemald. To hear the tale, one would think the prisoner exchange never took place. Plainly, someone is manipulating matters from the shadows. Most likely Xenos, or whoever it is that wears his face.
Whichever Ascian you mean. We all know the nature of our adversary.
The servants of chaos are true to their name. Their meddling has cost Dorma a chance at peace. Whoever it was that loosed his personal guard, the Emperor cannot be ignorant of these developments. We must proceed on the assumption that our treaty is indeed in tatters. But come, Lys. You have journeyed far. Let me hear your petition.
Right. So the big news is that Alamigo has agreed to join the Eorzean Alliance. To make it official, and discuss where we all go from here, the leaders of the 5 nations are planning to hold a meeting, and we were hoping you might come too. We've already seen what we can achieve when we work together, and the Alliance hopes to work even more closely in future. They think it's our best hope of keeping the Garleans in check, and I agree.
As do I. By coordinating our efforts in the east and west, we may be able to discourage them from committing their forces to a single front. I accept your invitation. I must, however, ask for time to attend to some pressing matters here. In light of recent events, the risk of Imperial reprisals is greater than ever, and I would not leave Dorma unguarded. Ere I depart, I must shore up her defenses.
Understood. I'll let the Alliance know. We'll wait to hear from you before setting a date. The meeting's to be held at the Royal Palace in Alamigo, incidentally. Do you remember the way?
Well enough. Please assure my hosts that I will not keep them waiting any longer than I have to.
Consider it done. And thank you for agreeing to come. If we all put our heads together, we're sure to find the best way forward. For everyone.
Alright, let's speak to Heian again here. My advisors and I will presently convene to discuss the matter of Doma's defenses. You are welcome to stay, of course. Had you not offered, I would have requested leave to remain. Where the Ascians are concerned, naught may be left to chance. As ever, we would benefit from your experience. I thank you for coming, Lys, even if it was on official business. I had hoped that there might be time to show you the land you helped to save, but I will settle for a fleeting visit if needs must. There never does seem to be enough time for anything, does there? But I did get to see a little of the Enclave. You've made excellent progress, I must say. And soon you'll have the chance to see how we're going on, too. Till the meeting, then. Prince, I was wondering if I might have a word with you before I go, in private. Go on, my friend. I will send for Hakuro and the others in the meantime. Great. I'll wait for you at the docks. Alright, to the docks we go then. Thanks for coming. Knowing you, you've probably guessed what I wanted to talk about. Alice, she's acting as if everything's alright, but it's clear she's barely coping. The Alice I know is overbearing, willful, and reckless. And that's fine. It's how she deals with feeling weak. She has to keep moving, or she's afraid she'll fall apart. A lot like me. But the thing about people like us is that we need someone to keep an eye on us. I had Papalimo, and now I have my friends in the Resistance, and Alice has you and the Scions. Before you start, I'm not saying you're neglecting her. I'm sure you aren't, and I'm sure you won't, but she's a good friend, and when I see her like this, I can't help worrying. So please, make sure you give her all the support she needs, alright? You've nothing to worry about, seriously. Thank you, Prince. It goes without saying, but if there's anything I can do, you only need to ask. Well, I'd best be off. See you in Alamigo. Alright, back to Heian then. Ah, there you are, my friend. Everyone has assembled, so let us begin.
If we are to ready ourselves for invasion, we shall need manpower, provisions, and time, all of which are in notably short supply.
Candid as ever, you giddy. And correct, I concede. Fortunately, I have an idea. 'Tis plain no single nation can stand against the might of the Empire. And it was only with the aid of others that Dorma succeeded in winning her freedom. So, I mean to take a leaf out of our Eorzean friends' book and form an alliance of our own. In addition to those with whom we already share an understanding, I would reach out to Hingashi and Suinosato, and further afield to the myriad peoples of Nangsha and Dalmasca. I am under no illusion. Not all will answer the call. Yet disparate though we may be, we are united in our desire for freedom. If our neighbors could be made to see what is at stake, Ascian machinations and all, cooperation need not be so far-fetched a notion.
It may even seem practical. Under the guidance of our former leader, Master Louis Soir, we once strove to unite the fractious city-states of Eorzea. I dare say that experience shall be of use in your endeavor.
We should be glad of your wisdom.
For the record, I would have been in favor of this plan even if it hadn't been my grandfather's, but I have to ask, how will we secure the time to carry it out? Not that anyone has forgotten, but the Garleans have airships. Lots and lots of airships. Should they catch wind of our plan, they could send an armada to overwhelm us before our alliance had even begun to take shape.
Not if we deny them access to the skies. During our time in the Burn, the Warrior of Light and I chanced upon some Allagan ruins.
Oh?
As such ruins go, they were not particularly unusual. But something about the surrounding land struck me as odd. Faint though it was, its ethereal residue was uncannily similar to that of Azizlar. Identical, in fact. For locations so far removed to share a single etheric signature is all but impossible. I conclude, therefore, that the Allagans created the floating continent with land taken from the Burn.
While that is a most intriguing theory, I fail to see what relevance it has to Dorma's defense.
Azizlar was enclosed in a powerful energy barrier, impenetrable even to an Agrius-class battleship.
Well, I see where you're going with this, Y'shtola.
It occurred to me that those ruins may have enjoyed similar protection. I have no proof, but the Warrior of Light did report seeing a structure resembling other known Allagan field generators.
All right. But even if we could put up such an energy barrier, it surely wouldn't extend beyond the limits of the Burn. So what's to stop the Garleans flying around it?
Fuel. The Dalmascan capital, Rabanasta, was a key Imperial refueling point in the east. By laying waste to it as a lesson to the rest, the Empire greatly hindered its own operations in the region. If an Imperial fleet were to advance upon Doma, it would now have little choice but to travel, as the crow flies, over the Burn.
I see.
A word of caution. Even assuming the generator still functions, raising a barrier of such a scale will require a prodigious amount of energy. And few places are so bereft of suitable crystals as the Burn.
A source of energy. Tell me, did the Allagans make a habit of launching things into the sky?
A curious question. Besides Azizlar, I know of only one other notable instance. The Red Moon Dalamud, whose fall triggered the calamity.
Just the two occasions, you say? Then I believe I may have a solution to our energy problem.
You do?
I may. To find out for sure, we would need to visit the Azim Steppe. Which would, I now see, present the perfect opportunity to discuss an alliance with the Zayla tribes. How very neat. What say you then? Shall we see whither this road leads?
Sounds like a plan to me. It is settled then. I will journey to the Azim Steppe with the Scions. Yugiri and Hakuro, I leave our other neighbors to you. My apologies, but I won't be joining you. I am no aetherologist, and what skills I do possess are unlikely to be of any great use to the mission. But more importantly, it seems to me that the ruins in the Burn warrant attention. And so, while you are away securing an energy source, I will engage our friends at Garland Ironworks to undertake a complete overhaul of the field generators. We'll need them in good working order if our plan is to succeed. I trust there are no objections? Oh, now that's an interesting response. Come on, Alize, could you not get Tataru to do it? I'm sure she'd love the burn. Joking aside, I was planning to enlist her help with organizing everything, but we'll still need a scion on the ground. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll manage without me. Good luck. Just the three of us, then. Very well, shall we make first for reunion? To reunion we go, then. Looks like we are starting over here. So this is the Azim Step. Hills do not do it justice. I think the view is impressive here, just wait till we reach higher ground. Actually, seeing as it's your first visit, permit me to show you to my favorite spot.
I will never tire of this vista. The endless fields, the boundless skies. 'Tis a sight to make a man forget his cares.
But not his purpose, I trust. Might this be a fitting moment to tell us what we are doing here?
Of course. During my time with the mole, I learned some few myths of this land. One goes thus. In the distant past, when all seemed doomed, a wayfaring soul came unto the steppe. Venturing into the northern crag, he received of Nama a sliver of her essence, a shard of the shining moon, and with it clove the tainted land from the earth. The end thus averted, to these fields did the wayfaring soul return, and venturing once more into the northern crag, he buried the shard, and made unto the heavens an offering of blood.
A tainted land cloven from the earth and an offering of blood to the heavens. Azizlar and Dalamud.
That was my thinking, yes.
And you believe that yonder mountains hide an artifact possessed of sufficient power to raise Azizlar up to the heavens? I suppose that might suffice.
Worth a closer look, would you say?
I would.
From here we shall travel to Mol Ilol. There we may ask Serena about the particulars of the myth, and raise the matter of an alliance with the rulers of the steppe. Alright, that takes us to the north then. Ian, Prince, I am glad of your visit, and the opportunity to welcome a new friend. How may we serve you? There is a matter I would discuss with the mole. It concerns not only the peoples of the steppe, but every land in the Far East. Shard of the shining moon left behind by a wayfaring soul. You need this to protect our lands? I do. My friends and I wish to find the shard and ascertain the extent of its power. Will you tell me more of the place where it lies buried, the Northern Crag? If that is your wish. In the mountains to the north, there is a cavern called the House of the Crooked Coin. Inside this cavern are pillars of stone that legend holds to be the source of Nama's power. There, I believe, you will find what you seek. Ah yes, I know the place. It is a brisk walk from here. And what are your thoughts on the Alliance? Should the Empire return, our lands will be engulfed in a storm of conflict, whether we will it or no. If we do not stand together, we will fall apart. This I believe with all my heart. However, among the tribe of the steppe, there are those who revere Nama above all else. To them, the pillars are sacred, and not to be disturbed. Should you proceed as you propose, such tribes are like to spurn an alliance, prompting others to follow their example. That is my concern. But it is by no means certain that the pillars will provide the power you seek. Ere you risk the ire of the followers of Nama, might you not first visit the House of the Crooked Coin? If all is as you hope, we may then consider how best to earn their blessing. I thank you for your counsel. We will do as you suggest. I have no desire to give offense to those with whom I would join hands. Thank you for your understanding. Though the mole may reign over the steppe today, this decision will shape the days to come. And we would not force others into war against their will. Nor would we. 100-fold stronger are they who choose to fight of their own accord. Alright, let's see what we got this time here. Let's go with that one. Seems the time has come to put my skills to use. Pray lead the way to the House of the Crooked Coin. Alright, and off we go!
Such an abundance of ether.
Are we in luck?
We are. This is an Allegan artifact, most likely built to regulate the flow of ether. I strongly suspect the ancients used it to stem the flow from here to the burn. That would explain how they were able to untether what became Azys La from its surroundings. But were we to throw open the floodgates, the resultant deluge would surely be sufficient to raise our wall. And in restoring the flow, we may also restore life to the wasteland.
What is it?
While the device itself harbors a surfeit of ether, the opposite is true of the surrounding area. An effect of regulation, perhaps. A similar phenomenon seemed to be occurring in Doma. Whatever the explanation, the answer will not reveal itself here. We have seen what we needed to see. Let us return to Mol Ilo.
Alrighty, back we go. You found that which you seek, then. Great indeed is the Dusk Mother's power. If not less will suffice to protect our lands, the blessing of the other tribes must now be sought. Of course, but to which tribes should we appeal? There are many who worship Nama, but none are so fervent in their faith as the Dothar. Their consent shall be the key. Dothar. These spoke of them. A warlike tribe possessed of unique customs and beliefs. I sense their cooperation will not be easily won. Nay, it will be well worth the effort. The Dothar fear nothing, death least of all, and our alliance would be greatly strengthened by their presence. Let us go to Dothar Ka and treat with their Cthulhu, Sadu. That is actually pretty far to the south, so we can actually take a little shortcut through the Dawn Throne. You again. Other matters demand our time, Kagan, unless it is battle you seek. Alas not. Quite the opposite, in fact. Talking, always talking. You say the pillars hold great power. Of course they do. They are the source of Nama's strength. To the Dothar, no place is more sacred, and we will make ash of any who would defile it. Though I see this is not your wish. You see the wisdom of our proposition, then. You will join hands with us. I said nothing of joining hands. You wish to wield Nama's power to defend these lands. This I will allow. But for leaving the step to fight the men in iron, I would have something in return. Namely battle. With you, Kagan. When the Dam ended ere it began, I would face you again, alone, without distractions. Defeat me, prove yourself the stronger, You shall have the befall as your allies. Surely these are agreeable terms? Well, this is not a wholly unexpected turn of events, though I had assumed I would be the one required to fight. Alas, the Cahoon has made her choice. Shall we dance? It shall be a battle the steppe shall not soon forget. Ah, already my soul burns brighter. Prepare yourself, Kagan, and await me outside the Ka. I will gather my witnesses and join you anon. Alright, we head to the east then. And here is the battle spot. Oh, duty calls.
Yes! This spot shall serve as well as any. I shall enjoy this Hahn.
Is this truly necessary? Have you no peaceable way of making decisions?
Speak not of peace. You stand before proud warriors of the Dathal. In the heat of battle do our souls burn brightest. We lay low the strong that we may rise higher. That is our way. The way of might. There is no other.
Oh, they do not want for conviction.
Indeed. It's what makes them such dangerous enemies. And such useful allies.
Enough talk! It is time to fight!
Let's do it. Alright, looks like she's got multiple health bars here then.
In death do our souls sing! Death to our souls sing! In death do our souls sing!
Oh no, you don't. 2 of them. Get the last one down. Oh, they revived pretty quickly, actually. Not sure what this falling dusk is here, but I'm gonna try to take these guys out as quickly as I can.
In death do our souls sing! In death do our souls sing!
Alright, this is your last try.
How it burns!
Seconds to meteor impact.
In death do our souls sing! In death do our souls sing!
Huh. Hang on, that's actually really tight. Surprised. Alright. Go ahead and skip through this.
death do our souls sing! In death do our souls sing!
We're starting to get to the end of this again. One more round out.
In death do our souls sing! In death do our souls sing! Do our souls sing!
Alright, I'm coming out of tank stance this time.
How it burns! In death do our souls sing! In death do our souls sing!
There we go.
Yes! Yes! Not since the Nardum has my soul burned so! Come! We have only just begun!
Enough! You were not granted leave to set the steppe ablaze.
Well, well, the sun has come out to play.
Be gone, Moonstruck Coroneer! I am busy!
Fool of a Dothal! Have you forgotten the face of your master already? The sun will never set! From his seat on high, he reigns over all, now and forever. Yet what should he find here but a battle to determine the fate of the steppe? A battle waged without his blessing. This will not stand. You, Doman! You who come to petition the warriors of this land, forget that all Nama's children are wards of the Orinir. As first among my brothers, your petition is mine alone to judge.
These words are as wind from a horse's backside. Plentiful, but your axe sings more sweetly. Let her speak for you.
Insolent child. You will learn your place!
Forgive me, Brother Magni, but we have an arrangement with the Dothal. We will not abide any interruptions.
So be it. The sun will pass judgment on all. Didakul, join me.
The sun is in good company. We may dance alone.
Beg not for mercy, for you will have none. Bear witness to the power and the glory of Azim!
Constantly at each other's throats like rabid dogs. Gods, I'm turning into her. I have not the patience for this. But if we must fight, let us at least be brief. Come.
The coming battle you will fight as Y'shtola. Oh! Where's that role-playing icon? There it is! Alright, so Stone of the Seventh Dawn, Arrow of the Seventh Dawn, Cure of the Seventh Dawn, and Aether One. Alright. I guess we have to open this up then. Oh, the power of the Circle Strafe.
Kill or die! Bow down before me! Kill or die!
stop trying to tell me what to do. I'm trying to help you out here. I mean, you saying that is like trying to teach healers not to DPS.
Heal or die!
Mark well and learn! Concentrate!
Already on it, Ian.
Heal or die!
I wish I could remap these to different
Bow
buttons
down
on my
before
mouse.
me!
Alright, let's get these down again.
Mark well and learn!
Heal or die!
Alright, it's 2-on-1 now.
Bow down before me! Tremble before the sun!
Oh, Magnite just used his, Okay, so then in that case, we gotta finish him off quickly. Oh!
Let us be about it!
This appears to be scripted. Oh! Hello! Been a while.
Yeah! Aoife! To me! Have at you!
That's a nice limit break there.
Never have I felt such bliss in defeat. 'Twas a battle to burn soul and flesh to ash. We Dothal will lend you our strength as promised. Narma's power is yours to wield. What does the sun say to that?
The sun is not driven by base motives such as yours. But they have been judged and found worthy. It is the way of the Oranir to accord recognition and respect to the strong. You have made sufficient proof of your strength. The sun shall answer your call.
You have our thanks. We are glad to call you allies.
You? By what are you called?
You stole her. Why?
Are you my Nama?
I beg your pardon?
In battle, you shone with all the majesty of the full moon's light. Your healing touch, the embodiment of the Dusk Mother's love. Long had I wondered if my Nama might not be a woman of the steppe. Beholding you, I am all but certain. Now, look into my eyes. Could it be? Could you be?
I am. Not interested, little son. Try again when you've become a man.
Little?
Little son! Little son! Does it pain you, little son? Crave you salve to soothe the ache? Fire to sear the wound in your heart?
And here we go again.
We have wasted enough time here. Siren awaits for word of our success.
In the upcoming battle, you should play as... Okay, maybe not. Alright, let's hand in this quest here. You had not only to contend with Saru, but Magni too? Such a fierce battle that must have been. Yet here you stand, triumphant. Having passed such a test, they could not well deny you their allegiance. The Mole will make no such demands. Weak though we are, we will gladly stand with you. The steppe is our home, and we will defend it with all our being. You have my heartfelt thanks. Of all the tribes of the steppe, there is none I would rather have at my side. God's willing, many more will rally to our cause. I shall send you word when we have answers from all the tribes. I cannot thank you enough, Serena. None of this would have been possible without you. Alright. And so with that, we are going to stop the main scenario quest here for today. And we're going to pick this up on the next episode. If you've enjoyed today's content, please do make sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified whenever I do go live or whenever I do put out a new video. I also have a Discord, link to that is in the description below. Anytime I go live, I also put a notification in there. Just as a quick note, some of you are probably waiting for the Dragon Quest XI Episode 10 to come back out. There was an issue with Square Enix not wanting the ending to be shown, so I am in the process of re-editing that, and I will make that available as soon as I can. Thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. I'll catch you next time.